Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy here, and we are back. So we got another Aether Raid season coming to a close here, and this is a very special one because this is the first time we were able to use the Brave units, and one of them in particular is seemingly going to be a very helpful unit for Chaos Season, which this was a Chaos Season. So we've got the Brave Ectordeer, who is able to roll Compress to the max. He is a save unit. He can turn somebody else into a save unit, and then he's got Warp Bubble support. He's giving a lot of stat support. He's got the Fringe bonus effect. He seems like he's going to be one of the better save options you can go for with the amount of tanking that he's capable of. So, perfect season pretty much to test him out. This is the defense that we ran here, so of course Ectordeer is going to be our focal point here. He's turning Rhea into our second save unit, and I've got Barricade on her because you're not able to run double saves in Chaos Season. That doesn't really matter too much to this guy, though. He just gives you a second save. It's the unit with the highest res, who in this particular case we have Rhea as our unit with the highest res. Although you can do some pretty interesting shenanigans with that, though. Like, you could turn the Summer Haith Rune into a far save, or not even far save, just a magic save, because she's got really good res. So there's a lot of interesting things you could do with this guy, and it's more effective than running Brave Sorin, because that guy, he's only able to turn your unit into a save starting from your turn. This guy is able to do it immediately at the start of the enemy phase as well. So you don't have to worry about them having that free turn of leeway to try and snipe at you, pretty much. And his best friends here, Ectordeer, his best friends are the Duo Marth, who gives +7 to all stats, and that's going to stack with +3 from his further blue buff. And then also with Fringe bonus, we can get some crazy stat points here. And then we also have Rhea, of course, who gives the Drive Miracle, which I think is pretty much invaluable at this point. You basically have to have it if you're going to try to tank units like Baby Camilla and so on and so forth. Then we have Loki here, who I think is pretty much a must-have at this point. There's so many really obnoxious start-of-turn bonuses like Reflex and Imbue, and there's more, too. There's a lot of really crazy stat bonuses going on. So being able to turn them off with Loki is definitely very good. King Freyr, because you just have to use him. I wish it wasn't the case, but it just is. And then we have Sigurd here as our freebie, like, extra slot unit that I can just throw on the team and have a good chance of sniping somebody. We've got the Micaiah ring on him, so he can possibly repo someone and then get an extra action and then pop some real crazy booty with Marth here. Because Marth is actually not that good against Sigurd in most situations, especially if we're cleansing a lot of bonuses with Loki. So Sigurd can get the jump on Marth if the enemies are trying to like bait with him, and they're doing it haphazardly, like they're not really being smart about it and avoiding Loki and stuff. So that's the team we've got here. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we did. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Then we took a -60 over here from not Usain Bolt, but Unison Bolt. And then we took another -60 over here from Yumi. So pretty much 2 losses, 2 hard losses, but can't really do much about that in Chaos Season. It's just a complete wash. If they want to kill you on defense, they'll kill you. Like, there's really not much you can do to stop it. Okay, so this guy over here, he's got Hoder. He's got the Mythic Needhogger. We got regular Embla, who just got remixed, so I guess she is now the replacement for Bride Embla, at least in Chaos Season. All right, then we got Emblem Erica and Emblem Lynn. Okay. All right, so starting off, just breaking some structures, getting into position here. None of my units are going to overextend, and pretty much all of them overlap reach. Marth, Loki, and also Sigurd all overlap reach here, and King Freyr as well, but it's not like I have momentum on him to make him more of a threat, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, Sigurd comes in, gets the AoE, and then goes into combat against Needhogger. And we're able to just laser beam her to death there. That's a lot of that is thanks to Loki turning off bonuses. This guy really wasn't paying attention, or either that or he wasn't trying, or he just doesn't like to read, which I wouldn't blame him if that's the case. But yeah, we are able to get the best of him here. Get our second KO there with Sigurd, and I believe he's going to surrender. Oh, we get an extra one too with Marth with some warp shenanigans. All right, so take out Hoder there. Hoder is a bonus, and she was the bonus that I ran for my own offenses. Yeah, seems like as good a time as any to surrender. Okay, let's move on to the next one here, Mochi Rice. Okay, so this guy, he's got a attuned Peony. We've got Elm, we've got Emblem Lin, then we got, oh, Brave Sharena, okay. And then we got Duo Marth. Yeah, so another Brave unit making an appearance here. Now, Elm with Lin and Sharena seems like an interesting idea. I don't know if I like it too much, though. When I use Sharena, I like using her in tandem with a melee unit, like, for instance, Baby Camilla. But let's see what this guy can do here. All right, so he goes in on Rhea here. Now, he had to inflict undefended on Rhea because we have physical save on Ectornir. And that means he would have just saved against bow type units. But, wow, what was even the point of that attack? He did absolutely nothing. I guess Panic Smoke? I don't know. Yeah, that was really weird, but okay. Alright, so Sharena comes in now. Alright, let's see what Sharena is capable of. Okay, 0 times 2. Not looking too good for little old Sharena over there. And then we proc the special, and we do actually kill Rhea technically, but we live with the miracle support that she's got. It really sucks that you can't run Fatal Smoke on Sharena because she has her unique in the C skill. I really wish that would have been an A skill instead, so you could actually, like, give her Fatal Smoke and she'd be able to bust through these miracle tanks. But it is what it is. Alright, so we're just going to heal here with the tower, and he still has some extra turns with the fence. I wanted to run Balder, actually, Mythic Balder, because obviously she's able to break the fence, but then also she makes Marth's life just completely miserable with her bonus flipping into penalty effect. But there was just no space to put her on, so unfortunately I couldn't run her. Yeah, we're really limited on team space for Chaos Season. That's another thing that is obviously very worrisome. And, of course, Lay Radar, who we didn't run into him this season. I don't really think he's going to be too common anymore because Elm basically does the same thing, except he's got less play around than Lay Radar. So if you were to run Lay Radar, you could turn Loki into a far save and then snipe her pretty easily. Also, I believe you can snipe my Sigurd on this defense too. I don't really have him protected by Rhea for the far save. So, or not far save, but magic save. So technically a mage nuker with a lot of range could actually attack my Sigurd. Most likely it would have to be with the Emblem Lin ring though, because it's going to be really hard to reach him with just a tome type of unit. Okay, Sharena was able to get rid of Rhea that time, but now our units are going to be able to move in. Alright, we get the repo combo with the Micaiah ring off on Sigurd there, so we're going in on Peony first. Alright, get that laser beam. Yeah, I find, personally, for, like, Chaos Season, I think Sigurd is probably the best standalone offense unit you can go for. He just has the most reach, and he's the easiest to get going. Doesn't really require any help at all. He just does everything he needs to do by himself. And with the lack of blessings, the AoE combo and the amount of damage that he's got can actually work. As opposed to in other seasons where people are blessing stacked and they tank the AoE and they still have like 30, 40 HP left. Alright, but this guy's still going for it, interestingly enough. Not sure why, but yeah, I guess he just doesn't care. Which, again, I can't really blame him. Look at the game we're playing and then tell me if people actually care about this. Alright, do we need to watch this straight to the end? I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen here. He's just going to take us out one by one now. Yeah, we don't want to waste too much time here. We'll just end after this KO here. We'll move on to the next. Alright, yeah, we're only on the second replay, so I will try to speed us up here a little bit. Okay, so this time we've got Baby Camilla, we've got the Legendary Sakura, we've got the brand new Brave Balder, then we've got the Tea Time Ingrid and the Brave Byleth. Okay, We're seeing a lot of recent units here. Let's see what these guys can do. Okay, Balder against Ectordeer. Let's see it. Now, Balder is a very scary unit, obviously. But one cheeky little thing Ectordeer's got in the tank against Balder is that she can never have color advantage against him, because he is a colorless type unit, and a lot of Balder's effects will proc when she specifically has color advantage. So colorless units, especially colorless tank type units, I think, have gotten a little bit of a push here, considering one of the best combat units now in Brave Balder is missing a couple of her effects when she's in combat against them. Alright, just taking his time, breaking some structures. He does have the fence still up, so he is allowed to take his time a little bit here. I wonder what he's going to do, though. Like, how is he going to approach us? He also did enter a round of combat, so I believe our units are going to start moving now. Yeah, there we go. But he is safe. He was able to hide his units. Okay. Interesting. I guess he's still trying to hide. Okay, Byleth versus Ectordeer. Alright, gets a gust off for 0 damage. Alright, then we get our special off, and we do a lot of damage with the special, but the second hit does 0 damage. And then we would have died there, but we had the miracle support from Rhea. Alright, so we pull back, get the healing tower off. Okay. Alright, then Sigurd goes in. Yeah, that's going to be game right there. Sigurd just going to clap some booty. Alright, Camilla gets laser beamed. And I'm pretty sure this guy is just going to give up after this, because there would be no reason to continue after losing 2 units to Sigurd. It is very satisfying, though, to still be able to use Sigurd in some capacity. He's fallen off in, like, the seasons where we have blessings, like Light and Dark season and Anima Astra season. He's fallen off a little bit. But in Chaos season, he can still definitely work. Okay, this guy didn't want to fight. Okay, so here is the first loss. Let's take a look at how we lost here. I'm pretty... honestly, like, I gotta say, I'm pretty confident in this guy's ability to tank. So unless the enemies are doing shenanigans, like with Lay Radar to turn Loki into a save, or like some magic unit that has the Emblem Lin Ring to snipe Sigurd, unless they're doing stuff like that, I don't really see them being able to break our formation too easily here. So I would imagine if we're going to lose, it's going to be the bait strats, and that looks like exactly what's happening here. So we've got Thor, we've got Ectordeer, a Brave Ectordeer, and then we have Burger King. We got Duomarth, and then we have Emblem Micaiah. Alright, so this guy is going for pretty similar strats to what we're going for here. Just run double saves in Chaos Season with Ectordeer, and then you got Duomarth for support. Not really sure what Thor is supposed to be here for. Maybe she's a bonus unit. Yeah, because immediately I'm not noticing who his bonus unit is, so it's probably Thor. Yeah, just want to... if you're going to bait against this team, you want to make sure that you're not being hit by Loki. So, okay, Micaiah goes in against Rhea, but we have protection against effective against armor from Marth, so that's not going to be a big deal. Okay. Alright, now our units are going to start moving. I guess that's why he did it. He wanted our units to start moving in. Alright, Sigurd's going to go in, but I doubt Sigurd's going to be able to get this KO here. We do really get a number of damage on their HP, though. Alright, so Sigurd gets one-shotted. No surprise. We do get him with Fatal Smoke, but... I mean, this guy has Micaiah, so he can just penalty cleanse Fatal Smoke and get the heal anyway. Alright, Freyr is absolutely not a threat under any circumstance. At least not with base kit like I've got. Alright, so get rid of him. All right, next up, Loki's going down. Loki's not really going to be able to do much here. So, yeah, my overall thoughts on the Brave units so far, I want to say... I feel like Ectordeer, we're being a little too hard on him just because he can't tank Baby Camilla all the time. Like, I don't think that's really any fault of his, because Baby Camilla is so overtuned that I would actually be more terrified if he was able to tank her than if he wasn't. Because if he's able to tank Baby Camilla, then that means no other offensive unit in the game is going to be able to touch him. So I think it is at least good that maybe he isn't able to beat her all the time. He can get into some decent situations where he has the advantage. But for the most part, he is pretty safe against just about all the other units in the game. So I do like his tanking for that. I have him ranked pretty highly. I have the Brave Balder. I would say she's probably the best one overall just because her combat is so good overall. And then her button's really cool too. I like the design of her button. Not really a good emblem ring to give her right now, though, because I feel like the Lin ring does nothing because it cancels out her style and the Lin style, so you can't even use that one. You could go for, like, Sigurd ring, but she already gets +1 movement, so that's pointless. You could go for the Micaiah ring, but the restriction on her mobility afterwards isn't really appreciated. And then, like, Celica ring doesn't really do anything if Sigurd ring doesn't do anything. I guess there's Marth ring. Like, you could run Marth ring on Brave Balder to make Arc Rival a little easier to get to. But it's already pretty easy enough anyway, so... Yeah, I feel like there's not really a good ring to give Balder. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really. She's already so good anyway. Okay, this guy just gave up. No fun. Didn't even try to enter combat. Alright, so this dude over here, we have the New Year Tana. We got Yunaka, we got Duomarth, we got Sigurd, and then Baby Camilla. Alright, not really sure what the purpose is of Tana on this team, but okay. I guess he just wants warp support, but it's not like he's going to get it. So, yeah, probably not the best choice for Chaos Season, I would say. She can definitely do some stuff in Light and Anima Season. And not so much over here, though. Especially not when you're so limited on team space. Alright, he gets trapped there. Goes for a duo button with Marth. Okay. Alright, breaks structures and then just hides in a corner. I guess the goal there was to just break my healing tower. But we still heal like crazy anyway. I have Restore on Loki, so she can just heal in place. It's a lot better than Return on defense teams, I feel. Okay, so Marth versus Sigurd. This is a known bad matchup for Marth. I mean, Marth can beat him. It's just that it's not really consistent. And certainly not if you're hitting them with the AoE and just dropping their HP super low. Alright, so we get that easy KO. We get a heal off as well, and then going in after Baby Camilla next. So, yeah, that one should be a wrap as well. God, I love that laser beam animation so much. It makes no sense, dude. Like, this is Fire Emblem. We just barely started getting guns. Like, we have the freaking Deer Hunter Balder from the Brave banner who's got a gun. But we've had how many mainline releases now? We've had like 17 or 18 main Fire Emblem games, and not once have we had access to guns until now with heroes. And even then, it's like, this dude has a laser beam? Like, what is going on with that? I don't understand. Like, that was such an interesting design choice, but it is pretty funny. Alright, looks like this guy's gonna bait us with Dual Marth. Yeah, like I said, it's as long as you stay away from Loki, Marth can definitely be a problem here. Okay, so Ectorneer comes in, and he is just gonna tank Sigurd pretty much. We might have been able to take out Marth there, but obviously this guy's got physical save on his deer dude. Alright, then Loki comes in against Marth, and just gets clapped. All right, then Freyr, who is just going to die. Can't do anything. All right, deer versus goat, I guess. I guess deer wins, right? Okay, so yeah, we're pretty much done for. If he was able to make it out the first turn that safely, then there's not really much we're going to be able to do now. And he's just healing all his health back. So, yeah, not much we can do here, but it is fun to see that this guy's running Noah. You don't really see Noah at all, if ever. Let's take a look at this Noah. Alright, so he's got Johanna Lance. He's not even running the main weapon. He's running Johanna Lance. Okay, and then, wow, Blue Skies, Potent Assault, and then attack speed, Outcry, Dull. Talk about a beloved Noah. Jesus. I'm guessing that's his bonus unit for this season. And then he's also got Sly Echo. This is like the best possible Noah you could build, I guess. Until he gets a refine. Alright, so Marth goes in against Rhea. Probably going to be able to take her out. Yeah, we go first, but that's not really going to help us here. Alright, he does need 4 attacks, though, to get rid of her. So if he didn't have his Brave attack there, he wouldn't have been able to do it. I guess that's invaluable information there. So you got to run Brave Ring on Marth to take out Rhea in this situation. And then deer versus deer. Okay. Alright, yeah, we are defeated. And then finally we have our duo Marth, but... Oh, if we get killed here, he's not going to be able to get both of the pots by the looks of it. Yeah, so he was able to win, but he did miss a pot there. Maybe that could have mattered, but who knows. All right, we got 2 more to go. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at these and then hop out of here. Okay, this time we've got the Mythic Loki, we've got Sakura, we got Burger King, we got Balder, and then Legendary Alincia. All right, so let's see Balder actually do something. I'm kind of surprised. We only saw, like... We didn't really see too many instances of other Braves besides Ectornir. I feel like he was the most common. We did see Balder like 2 times, and then we saw Sharena once. And I think we saw Byleth once, but we didn't really see them all that commonly. I feel like last year when the Brave units came out, they were just everywhere. Like, everyone was running Felix. Alphonse was pretty common. Robin was really common, and then... Who was the other one? I think it was, Bernadetta. She wasn't really as common at first, but then when we had the Ice Tribe Fiorm, then she started becoming a little more common, because at the time she was like one of the only units that could threaten that Fiorm. So yeah, overall, I actually liked last year's Brave batch a little bit more. I felt like the units were more unique and more interesting in what they were doing. As opposed to this year, I feel like the units are just upgraded versions of prior characters we already had. Like, Brave Balder is just better Mythic Balder at combat. Ectornir is just a combination of, like, Brave Sorin and then some really good Brave, or some really good far save option or near save option. So he's not really doing anything too crazy. The Byleth is just, like, a melee version of Summer Celica for the most part. And that's basically it. Like, they're not really doing it. And then Sharena is like Duo Plumeria again. Except they do different things. Like, one's offense. Like, Sharena wants to be offensive, but Plumeria can just go for dance support. But I feel like they just fill similar roles on the team anyway. And then Sharena is just like a better version of Bride Sharena, with the exception of her extra action ability, how that activates. So yeah, I like this year's Brave batch. They're not really breaking the mold in terms of kits. Like, I wasn't really too satisfied with that. But I guess it is what it is. Okay, here's our final replay against Dark. So we have here the male Fallen Lear. We've got the Legendary Sakura. We got Attuned Plumeria. or Arcane Plumeria, rather. And then we got Baby Camilla and Thor once again. Pretty interesting to see Thor multiple times. Is she really people's unit of choice for bonus? If it's, what is it, like book 7 or book 6 or something? I don't know if I'd go for Thor as my bonus hero. But okay. Alright, so he's able to snipe our Sigurd here with the Lin Ring on Sakura. Yeah, like I said, that is one of the ways you can, like, kind of bypass our defenses here. Oh, and then he's going to try to Omni-Tank with a Leer. I don't know about that. Yeah, especially when Loki hits him with the reset on stats and bonuses. Maybe if we didn't have Loki, he would have been okay, but the fact that we did, that's not going to end too well here. And he does 0 with the Gust, too. I was thinking maybe he would have knocked us to a Miracle HP, because we've got Rhea behind us. But nah, he just couldn't do anything, period. So, yeah, that's pretty much how the season went here for Aether Raids for this one. Let me know what you guys were able to make of the Brave Heroes, and let me know your thoughts on the Brave Heroes as well. What do you guys feel about this Brave meta? We also had SDS this season, which was our first ability to use the Brave units in Summoner Duels. So let me know how you guys were able to make out over there as well. But it's pretty much going to wrap us up for this season. I'll see what I can do next time for, what is it going to be, Light and Dark season. I'll see what I can do with the Brave Heroes there. Not sure if I'm going to run Ector again. I might, though, because like he's just so role compressed. He's the type of unit that I like running on defense teams. When you're so, like, touched on spot, or you're so limited on team space and, like, every slot matters. Having a guy like this to just give you one less unit that you have to worry about running is super valuable. So, yeah, he'll probably be on the next season defense as well, but I don't know what I'm going to do with the other Brave units yet, if I'm going to try to incorporate them. So that's all for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.